brave hero saves Palestine by shooting 2 people at a Jewish museum.
Based.
Not based.
Wait, is there a Jewish connection to judo?
Yeah.
What?
What are you joking right now? I'm not f***ing with you. You understand it's like a Mossad. It's our martial arts.
Me. Oh, you were so obvious the way you were.
I'm sorry.
I'm not fucking with you right now.
I'm trying to be by
God.
being more egregious. I thought that it would work because by trying to do it subtle, that's your strategy. That's why I can always see through it instantly.
Well,
by
I'm
being
always subtle,
overly
though.
aggressive, it's like I understand that you're going to be skeptical, so that by me being overly brazen with it,
You could have really taken me for a ride on that one, and you fucked it up completely.
whatever.
Yikes. Huge opportunity thrown away.
I saw Hassan on this stream, and he was on his fucking best behavior for this.
Which stream? The
when this came out of oh no, wait, this is not this one. This is the Jewish. Oh Jesus Christ. Cyber is really like, I got a week and a half of shit to put in here. This is the last. I always thought we were talking about the dude that got firebombed.
Oh.
He was on his best behavior for that one from the other day. Like by far best behavior.
Do you understand how rough it would be to get another 24-hour ban? I'm sure he's trying to be real careful.
He even said that this person, he didn't even suggest that they were a false flag.
That's great. He's being so responsible.
He did for the other one. For this one, he did. This is all, on his day off. It is just so fucking blatant what they do. I was going to say I was going to hand it to Twitch, but I don't know. What the fuck could possibly be happening that they're allowing? Do they not see like all the press coming out? Do they not see like streamers saying they're making 10 times more money at Kick? Do they not see like all this shit? It's just so crazy to me that they're not doing anything. What could possibly be going on to explain it?
Ideology.
No, I don't think so. Because like
it has to be.
There's someone above him that's like, hey, this company's losing money and you guys are all fucking crackers.
Yeah, but they're what?
Oh, like nuts, not like white people. Like, oh, you're proper crackers, mate. Fuck that.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
But anyway, yeah. So I mean, like, I imagine they're probably just like, oh no, we stand by our creators when it comes to like hating Jews or whatever.
Wait, I can use that word. It's like the Jewish privilege. It's we're both white and not white, like chameleons.
Who's attacking you
at the same time.
I will say that it's kind of funny that a few years ago, I feel like I at some point said something like, it wouldn't be surprising if there was like leftist violence or something that started happening at some point.
I feel like we're there.
This.
Yeah, we're there.
I feel like we're there. We're past that.
Oh yeah, sure.
But no offense, because nobody gives a fuck about Jews.
Yeah.
It like doesn't matter at all. I think like there's not like one man, George Floyd, sent this nation into a tizzy.
Yeah.
And I feel like if any of these people had been black, and a guy was shouting like "fuck black people" or like "this is for South Africa" or something, that we would have like, there would be a lot more outrage. But I'm pretty sure, I don't know about the second one, or I don't know about the first one. In one of these, didn't the guy explicitly, literally say this is for Palestine or something?
Yeah, that was in the firebombing one.
Okay, yeah. Did they say anything about the shooting one, or do they know anything about that? Like people really don't give a fuck.
They, because they're not killing Jews,
Yeah, but then you're in a weird world where like the administration, like hardcore simps for Israel, so nobody like thinks it's a serious thing. But I do feel like we're in an environment where like the ingredients are all there for some crazy pogrammatic shit, if you know what I mean.
I thought about this. So first off, the reason that you're going to say, what do you mean they're not killing Jews? And I say, oh, they're killing Zionists. Big difference. But I think that as long as Israel exists and it's this nuclear armed country, and I say this cautiously because I don't know how much Israel gives a fuck about American Jews. I hope a little bit. But I don't think that there's
Careful.
What?
You're stumbling into one of the most anti-Israel arguments ever.
That what?
The thing that all the Arabs and the Western people will say is Israel is actually directly contradictory to their mission by making Jews safer, because just the existence of Israel and the way they treat the Palestinians actually puts every single Jew in the world at risk.
No, I was going to say the opposite to that.
What?
I was going to say that as long as Israel exists, you really can't have a Holocaust of like Americans or something. Like if Trump wanted to start rounding up like the Jews and deporting them to like fucking El Salvador, like, Israel's a nuclear armed state with submarines and shit like that. Like that shit's probably not happening.
Does Israel have like ICBMs though?
Israel has nukes, yes.
I know they have nuclear warheads, but do they have like the delivery vehicles to send those to America?
Dude, this is the fucking country that put like, pager bombs out. They probably got all
A pager bomb is a lot. Who do they need to shoot missiles
the
that
answer
far
is yeah.
at?
Yeah, they have submarines and shit. Submarines equal anywhere launch at people.
Nuclear subs?
The sub doesn't have to be nuclear.
Like nuclear warhead carrying subs. No shot. I don't believe that.
Let's find out.
There's no way.
Israel submarines. Dolphin class.
Oh, Dolphin class can't carry
What does this one last one say right here?
They're believed. Oh, but that's the AI as well.
So now we don't trust the AI because it went against what you were saying.
Correct.
Okay.
But also, just from my guess would be just from a strategic standpoint. Wait, do you understand the concept of? Well, I won't quiz you. But so, like, the nuclear triad exists because you want to be able to have a deterrent effect on anybody that might use nuclear weapons against you, right? So, like, oh well, even if you nuke my capital, I've got subs and shit all over the world that could come out and fuck your shit up.
Yeah.
Like, Israel is not currently faced with any nuclear-equipped enemies, so I don't know why they would have nuclear submarines. Like, what are they just going to hang out in the Mediterranean, where it's like if. Like, what would they do? Like, they don't need, like, a nuclear deterrent like that. Like, they have nukes in their country. I don't think they need...
As to why they have nukes, I don't know the answer to it.
No, I know they have nukes, but I'm talking... So, like, for instance, like, North Korea, I believe, has nukes, but the problem is delivering the nukes with ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Like, shooting them really, really, really far and accurately is, like, the challenging thing. Just having, like, enriched uranium and creating nuclear warheads is one thing, but then having the delivery vehicles is a whole other thing.
Well, I don't think the delivery vehicle is actually quite difficult. I mean,
so if you would ask me, I would assume that because we've been shooting rockets since the 60s, but apparently the delivery vehicles are difficult because that's like what North Korea, that's what pisses off Japan and shit all the time. It's like, oh God, they're testing their ICBMs again. And so apparently making ICBMs are somewhat difficult.
so the missiles are difficult. The vehicle is not. The vehicle is a tube that shoots a missile.
I don't know what words.
Okay, are we talking about like the actual flying thing in the air, or are we talking about
when I say vehicle, I mean the delivery mechanism. So
the
like
submarine delivers the nuke.
No, so submarine would be. I mean, when I say delivery vehicle, I mean like a warhead is just like a thing that explodes, and that goes onto a delivery vehicle, like a missile.
On the rocket.
Yes.
You don't know if they have rockets like that.
Sure, I would say missile because missiles are rockets.
Fuck off.
Well,
whatever. Yeah, the big pointy thing, as they say in Borat here.
Sure.
So I don't know. I mean, I think they probably have it. If it was my guess, they seem like they would.
Okay. The only reason why I think they wouldn't is because one is they would have to have a testing program for it, and I feel like I could have missed it, but I feel like if there was a time in history where
Couldn't
Israel
they just buy it from someone else?
That would be a big deal, because Israel, one,
to buy ICBMs,
they're not supposed to have nukes, and then two, why would they spend money on ICBMs? Like, who are they ICBMing? Like, I don't even know if Iran needs ICBMs to hit Israel. They just need medium ballistic missiles. Like,
so wait, is your theory that Israel doesn't have ICBMs, even non-nuclear?
Yes, because I don't think they would need them. That would be my guess. I could be wrong, but
of course you could be wrong. Does Israel?
I like to hedge there so that even if I am wrong, then I can say, "Oh well, see, I already predicted."
Yeah,
so I'm right no matter
I've yelled
what.
at you before. Just say fucking nothing, because at least then
He's so fucking mad.
Okay, at least then you look fucking based when you say it. There you go. Yes, they do possess, according to AI, between 90 and 400 warheads.
Click the underlying link.
What? I was gonna go to Wikipedia.
Yeah, but just click what it links to. The first part there, it has a link. No,
what?
Do you understand what the link button is next to the AI statement?
Okay.
At the end, no, at the end of the statement, the link.
This thing.
Sorry. Yes.
Chill the fuck out. You were wrong. Remember that, okay? You're very cocky right now.
No, I said.
You said they didn't have these.
No,
things.
I just didn't know what the link button was. I said I just don't see why they would have them. It doesn't make sense to me. But go ahead and so left click. I don't know why you right click.
That's left clicking.
Oh, it doesn't do anything.
How do you feel right now?
He's so mad.
I'm not mad.
Okay, click the thing. Click the top link on the right one.
The one I clicked before that's purple because I clicked it before. This one. Okay. All right. Jericho. In Hebrew, Jericho. No, sorry. I can't do it. Is a general designation given to a loosely related family of deployed ballistic missiles developed by Israel since the 60s. ICBM, and preceded the development of the Jericho 3 ICBM. So they do have it. So there you go. They got it. How many they got?
Control of atmosphere. What is the range of these?
Well,
capable of carrying a 1,000 kilogram warhead more than 5,000. What did that say?
Operational range. 11,500 kilometers. How far is that?
Pretty fucking far, isn't it? Hold on. A 5K is 3.1 miles. So it's about a little over. I'm going to say 6.4 miles.
All right. 6.5 miles.
No, I'm sorry. I mean 6,400 for here.
Okay. 6,400 miles.
Are there different? Okay, well that makes sense. Well, wait. What's the difference between like ICBM and MCBM?
I don't even understand. Like, if it goes into space, can't it just like stay up there and wait and like hit anything?
Well, does this go in? It says multi-stage, so it must click control of atmosphere or space. Like, do you need to go to space to shoot a missile? Well, that's a long distance, I guess. 5,000 miles, right?
Okay. It is believed that the Jericho 3 is a nuclear-armed ICBM entered service in 2011. Believed to have 2 or 3 stages, a payload of 1,000 to 1,300 kilograms, nuclear warhead. Hold on. We got someone that blue texted us. I'm not going to even read it. Watch this. Boom. No one will ever know what you said.
Jesus.
Unless you sub. Then I'll go back and I'll read it. On 17 January 2008. Oh, scrolled past it. Damn it. You had your shot. I'm such an asshole. That guy's going to show up and fucking kill me now.
Damn.
All right, I'll read your message. Destiny and Dan, Israeli Dolphin-class subs only have torpedo tubes. That's what they want you to think, okay? Why, Eternal? No ballistic missile launchers. The only possible nuclear strike that could be carried out by those subs would be via torpedo or a short-ranged tube launch cruise missile, neither of which have anywhere near the range of an ICBM like the Jericho. In short, Jizraeli subs have no capability for intercontinental nuclear strike. I don't know if that's true because I've seen what it looks like when a sub underwater launches a missile and it just, they fucking open a tube, a thing comes out, goes out of the water, and then this rocket fires, and that's it. And it's no different than any other bullshit.
Wait, what do you mean? Or wait, what do you mean? Why are you saying, wait, what is that contradicting?
Because he's saying like they only have torpedo tubes, and it's like, well, okay, even if that was true, they could like go underwater enough, launch something out a torpedo tube, and then have it essentially rise. And have you seen like how it works underwater with the?
You could be totally wrong, but I think for the subs that shoot ICBMs, don't they have to surface to shoot those? I don't think they shoot them out of a torpedo tube. I think they have to surface and then they shoot from the submarine. I could be totally wrong though.
There you go.
Oh, somebody said no. Maybe they don't. Damn, that's wild. You can shoot them from underwater? That's such shit.
It comes out and then it turns up. Boom! See, so it just launches it enough to get it out of the water, like a basketball flying out of the water, and then the fucking.
What's the range on like that thing?
It's an ICBM anywhere in the world. It goes up into space.
4,000 miles is not anywhere in the world, right?
Well, I don't know why
that thing can go into space.
Why any rocket can go into space?
Well,
right?
it's small, like 5'8". I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Well, this one.
Launching ballistic missile under the sea is a capability very few countries have.
Oh, this guy.
A ballistic missile class submarine will surface to 50 meters depth. Using compressed gas, the ballistic missile is launched to the surface. After surfacing, the missile...
See, so you know what they could do instead, right? It's like doing a stunt in Battlefield 2 with the fucking jet. You go down, right, with the sub, really deep, and then you come up vertical, like the fucking sub is going straight up, and you launch your fucking ballistic missiles straight out the torpedo tubes, and then they're coming straight up on the surface. Boom, problem solved, just like that.
I feel like the people inside the submarine would not be having a good time.
Well, they're going to be strapped in their seats. They'll be all right, like that.
Wait, can submarines like do a barrel roll, or would it like explode?
I don't see why not.
Google, can submarines roll?
Like. What
like, you know, with your yaw and your...
Can it go like do a 360? Like
no, just like roll over, like roll, like around like the center axis of the...
Okay. Can roll over? No.
Yes, that says yes.
Well, this one said no.
Oh, Quora versus AI overview. Who's right?
This guy says no on Reddit. No auto leveling, all manual.
Damn. What?
I don't know. Who gives a shit? Whatever. I forget where you're even going.
Well, okay. Well, so since 2011, okay, so I don't know as much recent Israeli history, but I feel like wouldn't everybody in the world be like, bro, why do you need that?
Well, maybe since back then.
What's the range from to Tel Aviv? 4,000 miles. That's a pretty far.
6,000.
6,000. That's like America hits. What is Israel? What would they ever have to bomb at that range? What's it like Tel Aviv to Moscow? I bet you could hit a missile. I bet you could shoot Russia with that.
Thanks, AI. 6,000 miles of South Dakota.
Jesus. Okay, so definitely Moscow, right?
Wait, that might be halfway. Is that anywhere? Hold on. Can we just?
Oh, because that's most of the world. Because it's like a globe,
That is true.
but not all the way over there. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's
not
probably
like-
not a lot of the Pacific, right?
What's the Is it anywhere in the world? Hold on.
What's the distance from? I just want to Tel Aviv to Moscow.
No, we need farther than that. What's on the opposite side of Israel? Hold on.
Wait, let's try to guess. Think about it. Hold on, stop. I already know the answer. It's gonna be really boring. Ready?
Idaho.
It's gonna be like Hawaii. It's gonna be someplace in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
I mean, yeah, it's probably in the ocean.
Yeah.
Um,
Have you seen a map of like?
I'm
what-
going to say somewhere in America.
No. Do you know what it looks like when you're looking at like the Pacific Ocean, like head on? It's just like the whole thing is water. There's like no. There's a lot. It's a big place.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's in the water.
And yeah.
So it can hit. Where's Idaho? It's like here, right?
No, Idaho's near Washington, northwest.
Is it? So it's like here?
No, northwest.
Here.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. You think? I wonder if it goes this way. We need like a real globe.
Wait, real quick. Just do Tel Aviv to West Hollywood.
Hold on. I know where.
I'm just curious.
That's funny. Any specific address in West Hollywood? All right, here we go.
Oh, look, wait. Bring up the Pacific Ocean. Just look at how much water there is. Look at all that. That's a lot of water.
That's like the whole.
That's a lot of water.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay.
What was going on there?
So Israel, this little bro, okay, right here
Uh-huh.
can go. Damn, that's far. Like if they can get there, it's pretty much
Almost everybody.
That's like except South America and like LA. Yeah. Serious business. Interesting. All right. Well,
I feel like it's kind of fucked.
so you saw the shooting of God, what a disgusting. I don't know how up to date this is. Did you see that fucking Flacco retard?
Yeah, he's pretty crazy.
He's not crazy.
The Haza guy.
Fucking desperate for a crumb of fucking Hassan's dick to stay relevant. So he says wild shit. It
Jesus.
reminds me of Mike from PA, but with less viewers and less clout, which is
Jesus.
impressive.
Didn't Mike just say some recently crazy shit? Maybe.
Yeah,
it's
but
in
that's
here.
his thing. He's always trying to say shit.
How do they? It is crazy how invulnerable they are.
Yes. They say
Like Mike is just like
calling for like people to be punched, to be killed, like
he did it with
breaking the
Ethan. When I
TOS
was
and
playing that
nothing
clip
happens.
about Ethan, I thought he was gonna say like somebody needs to like clock this guy, and by that I just mean like make sure that he's not being crazy. But he's like he just goes on and on and on with it. I'm like Jesus
he's not going to stop
Christ.
until he's fucking bleeding out the corner.
Yeah, and I'm
of his
like,
mouth.
holy shit, bro.
Yeah.
Chill. Damn. It's just crazy how invincible they feel.
It would be okay if it went always. If it went every way, then fine, then fuck it. I mean, actually, I don't even know if that would be okay because that, you know how Hassan's like, I don't know why they want me off Twitch because on YouTube, like they're not going to stop me. I'm like, I don't think you could do the things you did on YouTube. Like, I'm pretty sure you would get fucking yoinked if you did that shit on YouTube.
Yeah, he'd be into trouble.
You would get fucked. Like, Twitch is safer for you than YouTube. You would not have that protection
Because
on YouTube.
most of Twitch's moderation, I think, is probably still manual,
Yeah.
and he's protected. Yeah.
It was fucking...
Have you seen the movie Salt?
I feel like I have. What is it about?
Is it Angelina Jolie? She's like a spy.
Yeah, I think, yes, I've seen it. I think... Is that the one where she's, like, immortal or some shit?
No, what?
There's one where she's immortal. That's
No,
probably, what?
there's going to be a scene in Spy that we're going to have to play out, unfortunately. When she gets revealed to be like a triple spy, she has to murder her husband in front of the Russian spy leader.
I don't remember, but what about it?
That's going to be you. I'm going to have to watch you die. And then Dan Clancy will look at me and be like, we can finally let you back
Oh.
to prove my loyalty, unfortunately.
Yeah, but would you even want to be on Twitch anymore? It looks like you don't, like, you make less money. There's no discoverability there. Like, I don't think that, like, Asmongold and Tectone, they have no reason to, like they showed their earnings.
Wait,
Like,
click the recent DGG link. It would literally, I would just like to be unbanned because I know that Hassan would lose his fucking mind. And then two, he would lose the excuse not to debate me.
yeah, sure. But, I mean, just to, like, I think Asmongold posted his earnings. He made more in 2 days on Kick than he made in a month on Twitch.
Yeah, true. Although I don't think he runs ads on Twitch. He's really weird about money. See, that guy truly does. He does it for the passion.
He does. That's respectable also.
Yeah.
But,
He likes streaming.
I don't know. Like, I've lost trying to understand it to be. All right, so this one, condemn the murder
the murder 100%, and I don't want to see any violence come from this community, and I don't want people doing, violating any laws. That's like the number one thing that I'm focused on in this community, is making sure we don't do any law-breaking behavior.
But here it is. Next word.
Let's just keep that as the number one rule, because it's against Twitch terms of service to violate the law. Don't violate the law.
Like international law, like genocide.
One of the things that's really interesting about the shooting is it seems like the main victim was not Jewish. The guy was not Jewish. He was a Christian Zionist from Germany.
A drink real quick.
Okay.
And he seemed to spend a lot of time celebrating civilian deaths.
Did he though?
They should sue him. They should fucking sue him.
Oh, like the Alex Jones
really
stuff.
Shocking. So it makes me believe that this violence might have been targeted violence.
But I can't fucking, I hear that shit and it would fucking enrage me. Like, imagine your family member died and this fucking dipshit is saying that type of stuff. They should sue him. Like Alex Jones. Same fucking shit.
They should. 5 minutes behind, but nuclear submarines cannot do a barrel roll. The nuclear reactor has angle restrictions. Too much of a tilt, and the water will leave the core and melt down.
Retarded because they don't have nuclear submarines. They got fucking diesels.
Well, he was just saying nuclear submarines in general.
Yeah, we're talking about nuclear-armed submarines, not,
Well, but he's talking about nuclear reactor submarines.
You know what? I don't trust.
That's just a good extra piece of information, okay?
I'm not even sure that's true. He could be lying. Like, how
He said the nuclear reactor has angle restrictions, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You think they didn't assume that when they came in there?
Well, I don't know if.
And he doesn't know
What they might
either.
think is that submarines might never have a reason to do a barrel roll. Like,
You gotta do a barrel roll.
Why?
'Cause you gotta. It's like, have you not seen fucking Red October?
No.
Yeah, they're fucking shooting the fucking torpedo, and you got to do a barrel roll to get away from it.
Can you just put boosters on the side and like?
I don't know. Maybe possible. You only got so many of them. Anyways, what a fucking rat.
Yeah,
fuck.
that is pretty crazy.
He is just such a.
I also one of my
shit.
favorite things is like the hyper analysis of like, well, actually, he was a Christian and blah blah blah. But if
so-
you were to make fun of some dude who like even remotely looked brown related to Israel Palestine, they'd be like, oh, sorry, you're being Islamophobic. You hate Arabs, don't you? And it's like the most instantaneous racism accusation ever from the whitest people in the universe.
I thought of something. How do I put this? So it's crazy to me because everyone on Twitch can say whatever they want about Jews by just replacing it with the word Zionist right now.
Yes.
Like literally, like
It's
whatever
like
you
the
want.
silencer meme.
Yeah, it is. Because they say that it's the reason that you can do that is Zionist is a political movement, but
Based.
isn't not true.
Uh-oh. Ooh, we're about to get real edgy. Go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
is it not part of Judaism as a religion going back to Israel?
That there will be a country. I don't think so.
Around Jerusalem?
Well, first of all, you should know this. 'Cause I don't
I'm
know
not
this
fucking
as well.
religious at all. That's why I'm asking a question.
I feel like there are talks. Well, wait, no, isn't this like Revelation about the
Wait a
final
minute, I know
lambs?
parts of this because when
Yeah,
fucking
thinking
the
Yiddish.
thing comes back and then there's like this wave, like the AOE wave, and that's why all these people pay this fucking huge amount
Yeah,
of
but
money.
is that part of the New Testament or the Old Testament?
Does it matter? It would be religious either way.
Well, it would matter because you guys don't believe in the New Testament, right? Don't you? You only have the Old one.
Obviously, some of the Jews, yes, third Messiah, blah, blah, blah. So
Yeah, but is that
all I know, when I was in Israel,
Uh-huh.
they were telling me, like, this is in all of our sacred books, whatever, that all these people, they spend all their money to have a grave as close as possible to here, to this spot, because when something happens, it's going to be this AOE ripple effect, and those who are closest to the center get resurrected first, or whatever fucking bullshit it is. So it seems to me like this is a place that, the Jews want to be for whatever reason. But
Okay.
I did think of an example, right? So, okay, fine. Would you say that Palestinian nationalist is a political movement,
maybe, I guess.
right? But forget it. It just doesn't fucking matter. I was trying to come up with comparables, but really, you couldn't say anything about people that live in a fucking igloo without getting banned on Twitch. That's it. It does. I'm trying.
Oh
to
yeah, no, anything remotely resembling anything.
anything that's
attacking-
not
yeah.
having to do with a Jew. You're
Well,
just
no,
saying it's
actually,
banned. What?
because we're at a point with Trump and Hassan where you don't have to think of hypotheticals anymore. We already saw exactly this happen. Remember?
No.
when Hassan said, "Oh my God, did Ela call them Gazans?" Remember that?
Yeah, I saw. And then he did it multiple times.
Sure. Well, yeah, but it was just like the stupidity of like that was somehow like a racist denying the Palestinian. Like, yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
It's just too. It's getting to be too much.
It is.
This whole shooting. This is Hassan's fault, I think. And Twitch. It's Twitch and Hassan's fault. I put the blame 30% on him, 70% on mental illness of this fucking person. But also, like,
I think we have to be careful with the mental illness thing.
Well, I think if you are murdering people, you're probably mentally ill for the most part.
Unless
you're doing it for money.
But like, do you know MAID in Canada?
Who?
MAID, the assisted death program or whatever, like the euthanasia shit they have.
MAAD, right?
Is it? I thought it was MAID. Am I making that up?
I feel like there's MAAD for something. I hope
Mothers
I'm right.
Against Alcoholic Driving. That's MADD. Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
What's MAAD?
Kendrick Lamar album.
Mothers Against. No, that's not. No. MAAD. What's that? I need to know. She's mad. Okay. I guess it's nothing. Never. Mad City. I don't know what that is.
You know the weird catch-22 where it's like, I'm in so much like mental anguish, I want to finally end my life. And they're like, well, yeah, but the problem is that we don't let crazy people end their life. And it's like, well, I'm not crazy. It's like, but you want to die, you're suicidal, so you're crazy. Like, definitionally, you end up defining away all of the people that might want to kill. So I think there's a fear when we talk about these mass shooters, like, was the Luigi guy crazy? Because we have baked into crazy the idea that, well, if you do a mass killing or you go kill people, you're obviously crazy. But that means that we can never have sane murderers, which means we can never say some of these ideologies might be problematically contributing to what's going on because everybody that does them are just crazy. Right.
Okay, fine. Not mental illness. He deluded himself into thinking that he would be like another Luigi, is what I would say, because of people like Hassan that did idealize that.
Yeah, I think that's problematic.
Yeah, that, like, definitely. They're like, oh, this guy's a hero. Yeah, free him. Free Luigi. He's so fucking great. And then they're like surprised Pikachu face when more people start coming out and just shooting random motherfuckers coming out of buildings or throwing Molotovs at people, like talking about hostages coming home. Like,
yeah. What was the rest of that story? Click one of these news things. I'm just curious. I haven't heard anything else about this guy. What happened?
Of this one? You don't know about the... Okay.
No, I was at a field trip and I didn't follow anything.
Officials are calling the murder of two young Israeli embassy workers in Washington, D.C. a targeted act of anti-Semitism. The suspect who yelled, "Free Palestine," after he was arrested has now been charged with murder. CTV's Camilla DiGiuseppe reports.
Well, they both did it.
Yaron Lashinsky and Sarah Milgram were set to be engaged this summer. Instead, their lives were ended before they could begin a life together. Gunned down outside a Jewish museum in Washington, D.C.
He approached a group of four people.
Well, at least it was like two people that were going to marry each other. Because it would have been two other people that were going to marry other people. That would have been like so many. So at least
I guess that's, they went out together, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I feel like that's like bad to say also, though.
Well,
Why put us in that position?
I'm just saying it could have been.
It was a travesty. They shouldn't have been killed.
But like, go ahead.
What? They went out together?
Oh, no, it's just less. Like, imagine if you've got two widowed people instead of just two like married people, right? You'd rather.
Actually, I think there's the same amount of people that would be sad in both circumstances. The only time it wouldn't be the case if it was a brother and sister that got shot. It's two families.
Well, yeah, but imagine it. But you could have two widowed people. That would be sadder than having like a married couple killed. Like, imagine if you had two married couples. You could kill one married couple, or you could kill one from each married couple.
The only difference would be just one sadder person, but also that person would be alive.
Well, but the other person would still be dead. You still have two people dead in both circumstances.
What would you rather be, sad or dead?
I would rather be sad.
Exactly. Me too.
But so would the other person who got killed in the other family. He would rather be sad than dead.
Not my problem.
Well, actually, they wouldn't even be sad. Actually, I'm sorry. Utilitarian-wise, I think I actually just am fully... You've got two couples.
What are we doing? I'm so sorry.
You could kill both people in one couple, but then the other couple is just happy because they're just living their lives. Or you could kill one person from each, and now you've made each spouse sad. So you've got two sad people and two dead people, or you have two dead people and two unaffected people.
Yeah, but what about if those two spouses ended up connecting and being soulmates? You didn't think about
trauma
that.
Bonding, not good. Not healthy. That's not a healthy relationship.
Actually, the strongest relationships sometimes start by surviving the strongest turmoil to begin with. And that's how you know, like it's like a muscle. You got to break it down for it to grow back stronger. And if you're like, you can barely lift that fucking bar, you can barely lift the curl bar because your muscles are so fucking, they're wasted. Oh man, you're going to come back so strong.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't buy that.
I feel like really bad that we've said all.
Wait, no,
this.
finish. I'm sorry, finish. Go.
Used a handgun and opened fire, striking both of our decedents.
The suspect has been identified as 31-year-old Elias Rodriguez. He was seen pacing outside the museum before he fired his gun.
So he pulls out his keffiyeh and he says,
Jesus.
I did it. I did it for Gaza. Free Palestine, and he's chanting this.
This
and
is
then suddenly
not the most appropriate outfit for
they arrest him.
doing a
The
news
US
broadcast,
president
right?
offered his condolences to the family,
pause,
saying
go
deep-
back.
What?
That
Why
was
are you
a lot.
looking? Why are you looking there?
It's not about looking there. That was probably not like a TV news reporter appropriate.
What is it? What does it say?
That is a plunge. That is not even plunging. That's a very deep.
What does it say?
What does what say? Oh, the thing? It says, don't look here.
Oh my God, my eyes are up here. That would be a base thing to have.
And he's chanting this, and then suddenly the police come in and they arrest him.
The U.S. president offered his condolences to the family, saying the D.C. killings were obviously based on anti-Semitism and must end now. Officials say the suspect targeted the Jewish community but acted alone. News of the killings has left Calgary's Jewish community reeling.
Absolutely horrific to hear these two.
Yes, he does look like Commissioner Gordon in Batman. I agree.
No, I wasn't. Well, that, and also, this guy does not.
What, look Jewish?
Yeah, it kind of looks like a janitor for some reason. I don't know.
You don't think they're lower class Jews?
No, I'm just like, I don't know.
Why does he look like a janitor?
Mustache. Not a lot of Jews with mustaches.
Oh, okay. True.
Right? True?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. They like go full beard, kind of wild. Not that you look bad, Jared. Sure? I don't know about that. I'm just kidding, Jared.
Two young,
Jared?
thoughtful, intelligent people were simply murdered in cold blood.
Since the October 7th Hamas attacks, anti-Semitic acts have spiked, including vandalism, arson, assaults, and now murder, which has also...
That is something also that pissed me off recently.
What?
I think Hassan was trying to argue that there wasn't any like real increase whatsoever in anti-Semitism and since October 7th. And it's like something like 60% of the hate crimes in the United States have been towards 2% of the population. I guess we don't talk about that.
Well, I'm just saying, if that many people hate him.
resulted in enhanced security. But Jewish community members say they're feeling increasingly vulnerable.
Am I concerned? Absolutely. Jews throughout this country are wondering who's going to stand up and protect us.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to stand up. I'll be your champion, Jews. I get, you know, one of the nice things, I get a lot of death threats every day, but I get more people that thank me every day. I shit you not. Not that I'm like, you know, really, you know, out there like going to Gaza or anything like that, but still, it is nice having more thank yous than fuck yous.
That's good.
I like that.
Okay.
The tougher measures in place to deter anti-Semitic acts, but also blames the spread of misinformation and disinformation about Jews and Israel for the recent
disinformation.
Camilla DiGiuseppe, CTV News, Calgary.
Re-education camps.
Earlier this week, Canada, Britain, and France threatened sanctions against Israel for expanding its offensive in Gaza and blocking humanitarian aid. Yeah. Today, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu accused those leaders of being on the wrong side of history.
Wow. So wait, do we know any more information about this guy, or?
Well, I know his full everything, because as soon as this happened, I went full crazy on this motherfucker.
Wow.
He has a Twitch account, or he had one.
Okay. They banned him.
They banned it once they found it.
Oh, so killing Jews is where they crossed the line. That's good.
Well, that is funny, actually. That is what I should have come up with that joke.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's really good. I'm going to do that one later. Fuck. That's smart. That's smart.
My bad.
Okay.
You could just quote tweet the banned account and say, I wonder if this is going to be a 3-day or a 30-day.
Well, it didn't, because the thing is, it was never, the streamer bans accounts only tracks like big accounts. It doesn't track fucking nobodies.
That's why I said you would have to quote it. And
quote what?
I don't know, make a tweet about the thing and post an image and then...
I'd have to make a fake streamer banned account.
Never mind, okay.
Yeah, got it. Anyways, yeah, this fucking psycho, not a psycho, sorry.
Did any more information come out about this guy?
He was in the not the PLA. He was in like some weird commie group, and he was in I think it was a Discord chat with a bunch of people, and he didn't necessarily say anything specifically anti-Semitic, but it was a lot of like very, like, this is basically anti-Semitic stuff.
Okay.
Of course, all of those logs got leaked to, because it was a very left-leaning thing. It got leaked to, was it Klippenstein?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You a big fan, Klippenstein?
I don't know. I feel like I mix him up with everybody else, and then I see stuff from him sometimes, and I don't know if I like him or hate him. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, actually, you know what? Let's just look at it. Fuck it. Klippenstein, Elias Rodriguez. Why are all these Spanish people becoming so...
They're integrating.
This is the guy. This is him.
Damn. This is how we convert immigrants better than anyone else in the world. This is because these kinds of attacks are like white people things. And look, this guy is just as much an American and integrated
taking our fucking job, Steve.
Well, mine.
Sorry. True.
You're Jewish, not white. Careful.
Well, I mean, it depends who you ask. All right. Okay. Where we start? At the top. Within minutes of the brutal gunning down of 2 Israeli staffers in Washington, Trump said they were based, obviously, on anti-Semitism, a term reiterated by his FBI director and other administration officials. Soon, the framing was taken up through the media that this guy was anti-Semitic. I asked the people who knew him if he was ever an anti-Semite, and they said that Rodriguez hated Israel and its policies, but he never focused on or indeed said much of anything about Jewish people. Unequivocally, no, a woman who knew Rodriguez said, if he ever made anti-Semitic remarks. Everything I know about him told me he acted in protest of the Israeli state and the Zionist ideology, not Judaism. Oh my God. Like,
imagine if I killed like 3 black people because of their participation in BLM. And then people were like, wow, racist.
No, they'd come to me and they'd be like, is Destiny racist? And I'd be like,
no, he hated BLM, but he had no problem with black people. But he knew that those 3 black people were part of BLM, but he hated BLM. But he had no racism in his heart whatsoever.
If you do it, I'll say that. Okay? I'll do that.
True.
So
thank you.
I will come out and I will say Stephen was not racist. He never said anything bad about black people ever. He just had a huge problem with
the civil rights movement and black liberation.
I don't.
And BLM.
That's what I would have to do. Like, it is, like, you know, this is like a Hassan viewer too, because I don't even know who would know how to say this besides the Hassan viewer. Everything I know about Elias leads me to believe he acted in protest of the Israeli state and Zionist ideology, not Judaism. Like, okay, thank you.
That's like a commie line. Yeah.
That is a Twitch chat line right there.
Yeah.
He never ever said anything remotely racist about Jews or, hold on, we'll do this in a second, or anyone said another, not even in a joking way. I would have sussed it out too.
Bum, 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 bum.
People can pick up on stuff like that. I don't think so, said a man that's known him since middle school. Not openly, said a former coworker. One person gave me access to the messages from a private group chat where Rodriguez was a prolific poster. Probably a Yee poster, if you had to ask me.
Wait, I thought you liked... Oh, you like Pepe. Well, Pepe's a racist one, but... Was a prolific poster right up to the day before the shooting. I spent several days poring over his words. The messages don't reveal any hatred of Jews per se, but they do portray an often bitter man who hated all sorts of other things, especially Israel and its war in Gaza. Why do you hate increasing the text so much? Like,
is that better?
Dude, go like 150. Okay.
You know, you can wear glasses. You'll look okay with
They're
glasses.
Upstairs.
Well, you know, next time what you can do...
I don't know if I want like Grand Seiko glasses or what.
What?
I need stylish glasses. I'm just kidding. Next time I'll think about it.
Okay.
I didn't know this was
But
a
that
rating
means
term.
no, also, when you say...
One thing at a time. Oh, at least he has the peace rainbow. One thing at a time, I suppose. Had a hard time staying focused, so I turned the radio... Wait, was this supposed to be the day before, or are these just messages in general? Random messages?
I don't know. It doesn't
Okay,
say.
one thing at a time, I suppose. Had a hard time staying focused, so I turned the radio on to help lock in, as it were. Had NPR on for a bit, and they introduced a segment interviewing 2 IDF soldiers about what they witnessed in Gaza and how they cope. Made it even harder to focus. The genocide makes me go a bit nuts every few days and break down crying. Composed mostly of childhood friends, Rodriguez spoke candidly in the chat, spanning thousands of posts going back over a decade.
Holy shit.
Wait, of what program is this? To give a sense of... Did they save the messages that long?
You know what they could use so that this would not have been an issue?
Signal. Ask Hegseth.
Yeah, well, okay, fine.
To give a sense of how intimate conversations could get, they would sometimes discuss Rodriguez's relationship with an older woman he met at a GameStop when he was a minor.
Oh my God, he's a pedophile. No, reverse pedophile.
He was a minor. I bet he got off on her fucking him, so that makes him a pedophile.
Yep.
Asked about the age gap, Rodriguez wrote that she had just turned 23 when I was 15.
Reverse pedophile. Got
In another post, he confided that after my dad came home from Iraq, he had a couple violent outbursts, one of several references of his strained family dynamic. Posting was his real passion, said one of the chat participants.
What?
Oh boy. Adding, he loved it. The friend said Rodriguez had drawn inspiration as a kid from the niche but culturally influential forum website Something Awful, particularly its irony-laced, misanthropic subforum, FYAD, short for fuck you and die. Didn't SA end up going like ultra uber woke, or am I making that up?
I don't fucking know.
I feel like they did, but I could be wrong. I'm almost surprised you're not anti-Semitic, Elias. A chat member
That's
once
something
wrote.
you say to someone that's definitely not. It's like, Steve, I'm almost surprised you don't say the N-word, and you're like, well, prepare to be
It's not
shocked.
that I hate black people. I just wish they didn't live here. You know, I love them. That's why I want them to have their own country.
It's like crazy. Yeah. Oh man.
It usually goes hand in hand with the whole Stalin did nothing wrong mantra, alluding to Rodriguez's support for old school communism. One of the biggest things that Stalin, didn't do wrong was ending the most anti-Semitic regime ever yet known to man, Rodriguez responded. Wow.
Wait, was Israel around with Stalin?
No. What? What do you...
Oh, sorry. Anti-Semitic. What was the anti-Semitic? Oh, so he wanted to kill Germany then. Wait. Who was he trying to get rid of here?
What?
Who? Okay. Sorry. I'm having a senior moment.
Okay.
One of the biggest things Stalin didn't do wrong was... Okay, so he's saying that it was good that he got rid of Germany.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Although...
This is like confusing.
No, yeah, sure. But just for the people that are listening, and I understand nobody understands the nuances of all these crazy people online, this is not a pro-Israel or pro-Jew talking point. This is just an anti-American, anti-Western, pro-Russian talking point. It is very important to tankies and everything that Russia's story is that they contributed
Single-handedly took down the
or at the very
Nazis.
least they did the vast majority of the work because they were willing to have all their people die because they sucked at war, right? But that's the when people always want to give them credit for taking down the Nazis, it's a big part of the Russian myth or whatever.
All right, keep reading.
Because Stalin was literally on his way to enacting his own Jewish mass execution program.
What do you mean? They gave us the Jewish Autonomous Oblast in the middle of fucking nowhere.
True. Way out in the east. One of those places that you didn't know people lived.
Yeah, there's like fucking 10 Jews out there right now. All right, keep reading.
The chat logs reveal a man who hated the Republican and Democratic parties. Oh, okay. So far, so tracks
like
like Hassan
Hassan,
viewer,
yeah.
yeah. Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, the right and left, and the bourgeoisie. The United States, the West, and of course, Israel. He even hated the only political group I could find he'd associated with. PSL sucks shit, Rodriguez wrote in one of many. I haven't read the rest because I'm reading actively. I bet he's going to say they suck because they're not radical enough. Okay, sorry, let's check. In one of the many messages lambasting the obscure Party for Socialism and Liberation that he had once participated in. I wish I had just done a misadventure with FRSO, Freedom Road Socialist Org, rather than PSL, LOL. He wrote, still, when it came to race, Rodriguez's hatred seemed reserved for white people. Oh, and this tracks, remember, with what I said before, when all these people take credit for hating Nazis and, hating anti-Semitism, they don't actually care about anti-Semitism. It was only ever white supremacy. It just happens to be that Nazis used to be white supremacists. That's why they hated them. It had nothing to do with the anti-Semitism, so yes. LOL, you probably would have to actually genocide white people to make this a normal country, Rodriguez wrote in one post. Like even a very targeted and selective rehabilitation program would probably have to lead to the lifetime imprisonments of tens of millions of white people. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Rodriguez threw around terms like dictatorship of the bourgeois. Is it bourgeois or bourgeoisie?
Who gives a fuck? This is fucking Hassan
Your mom.
terms.
Disgraced aristocrats. And ranted about his own disadvantages in life.
This is literally an incel in Hassan's chat.
It's also annoying because, scroll up, this kid was upper middle class. Look at how nice this guy looks. Find the first picture.
No, I know. I saw it.
Yeah, but show the chat again. That is an upper middle class guy. Nice skin, perfect facial hair.
Look at that. Two shirts?
Yeah,
Some people don't even have
This guy
one.
is absolute. Look at the glasses. Absolute. Look at those eyebrows. I think he went
paid
to
extra.
Yes, those are like shaped or meant or whatever.
Look at this. Manicure. Whole thing. Yep.
Well, that guy is upper middle class, 1 trillion%. That's great. Okay. His hatred of Israel was evident in posts he made the day of Hamas's attack on October 7th, 2020, including, quote, just saw an incredibly gory video of the aftermath of Israeli troops trying to get dressed for the ambush, absolutely massacred by Hamas fighters. LeMayo.
Yeah. Now we're getting into the Hassan stuff.
Well, we were already in there. We're even more in there. Love checking back in with the news every few hours. Like, I wonder if Israel still exists. Asked if he loved it, Rodriguez replied, you don't often get to credibly wonder if Israel is over yet today or not. The picture that emerges from these chats is one of a quick-witted, voracious reader, and even ladies' man, who is generally well-liked by his friends. But underneath all of this was a bitter streak that could veer into casual cruelty. For example, Rodriguez attacked another member of the chat who he saw as privileged for lamenting about the challenges of having a brother with schizophrenia. Rodriguez said in posts, "Why not just have him committed? You can't possibly be getting anything from a relationship with a person like that. Just put him in a padded room and forget about him. If there was a person you loved, he's gone now, let it go. Can't you just chain him in the basement and slide meals under the door? I'm just tired of hearing about this guy. He's useless, we get it. Stop complaining and just dispose of him." Damn. Now, to be fair, if this
that's
guy's
like a DGG chatter now.
Yeah, but if he's complaining about a schizophrenic, brother, I mean, what are you going to do?
But, I mean, this is like, hold on, this guy got to check the chat logs of DGG and messages like that.
When I published Rodriguez's manifesto, is that the one? Did we read that? That was just like a page long, right?
Yeah, Hassan read that one on stream, and I was like, as he read it, I was like, you know that like people get banned for doing this, and Hassan was like, I want to get banned. It's Sunday. I got to take tomorrow off.
Nice that he intentionally, knowingly breaks the rules. Funny enough, rules that were written, I think, for me or Dylan.
Yeah.
Because you can't even cover it disfavorably.
Yeah.
But apparently that doesn't matter. Yeah. I stressed how important it is to make these materials public so there wouldn't be any information vacuum conspiracy theories or fail. Particularly they have, with many, calling the attack a false flag orchestrated by the government to further suppress criticism of Israel. The term false flag even spiked to its highest number of Google searches this year. It's driving me crazy that people are calling it a false flag. A woman who knew Rodriguez said, "This development is shocking, but not completely out of character," she remarked, echoing a sentiment expressed by others. They were at first shocked but not ultimately surprised that Rodriguez did what he did. Okay, this guy was not mentally ill at all in the slightest. He was totally coherent and cognizant of everything going on. This was intentional. He always had strong political convictions, the woman said. From the sound of the manifesto, he's the same as he was, but not anti-Semitic, by the way. In all of his rage, though, Rodriguez had an almost wide-eyed optimism about the global South, which, as a self-identified Maoist third worldist, he believed alone had revolutionary potential. Now remember, revolutionary or global South is a term like BIPOC. That's a synthetic term that doesn't actually mean anything, because global South doesn't actually include any wealthy Asian people, and it doesn't include Australia or New Zealand. Global South just means the brown and black people in South America and Africa, in case you guys didn't know that. And then he was a big proponent of the emerging resistance axis of Russia, Iran, Hezbollah, Assad, Syria, our friend recalled. He seemed pretty vocally in favor of Hamas for years, way before 2023. He's always hated Israel and would call it the little Satan.
This guy is anti-Semitic. I don't care.
Well,
when the IDF released video of the killing of Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar, 100% him, sadly. Authorities allege that Rodriguez, during his arrest, expressed admiration for Aaron Bushnell. Just now saw the unblurred video and lost it, Rodriguez told the group chat. Why couldn't he have just killed himself? That would have been way better.
Oh, yeah.
Just do that next time.
You could, if somebody had effort, and I don't have any effort because I don't do prepared content, but you could literally just do a dry reading of this, and then side by side it with a Hassan stream. And Hassan has said basically every single thing that this guy has said in here. Yeah. He was sad I remember him being very sad when Nasrallah was killed. I'm sure he was when the 3 big Hamas dudes got killed as well, but yeah. Hilarious, he remarked on what? Hilarious, he remarked after someone linked to a news article reporting that Trump had considered Blagojevich for the position. Was ambassador to Serbia. Oh.
The next day, he would shoot to death 2 people. Yeah.
You can't even say their names. 26-year-old Sarah Milgram and 30-year-old Yaron Lichinsky.
Yeah.
Lichinsky.
Wild shit, man. Not good.
Wait. Hold on. I'm sorry, just real quick. I'm sorry, because this writer is triggering the fuck out of me.
Ken Klippenstein?
Yeah, or not really, but hold on. This is just so fucking retarded. And I don't want to.
No, do it because he deserves it.
Fuck you, okay, and fuck the Jews, okay. But you would never say this about any other racial group. What is most striking about Rodriguez's posts and the observations of his friends is the absence of any anti-Semitic remarks.
I'm just imagining a group chat leave like that gets leaked.
You're like, I love it when like if like the guy that assassinated Martin Luther King, and I loved it when
like imagine celebrating like yes,
some
Derek
mass
Chauvin
killing
might get pardoned.
Yes,
Oh God,
yeah.
thank God. He wasn't racist.
Yeah, he didn't say a single racist comment ever.
He never said the hard R ever. Like, what the fuck? So this is Ken Klippenstein. So you can put this mentally in your mind that he's set this narrative for you. So now he can go and occupy that space because this is his framing.
Well, to be fair, I think he's trying to make a point, maybe.
Of?
That this guy didn't make any... I'm not mad about Klippenstein, sorry. That the guy didn't make any overtly anti-Semitic remarks, but he still is basically engaged in something indistinguishable from anti-Semitism, right? But how can that happen without facing the reality that hatred of Israel and what it is doing in Gaza is not the same as anti-Semitism? Indeed. Wait. How can that wait. Indeed, grisly murders such as these must end. We can all agree on that, but how can that happen without facing the reality that hatred of Israel and what it is doing in Gaza is not the same as anti-Semitism? Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Indeed, grisly murders such as these must end.
This is what the writer is saying.
I know, yeah. But how can that happen without facing the reality that hatred of Israel and what it is doing in Gaza is not the same as anti-Semitism? So is the... Like, because I agree with the author, kind of. That's a statement that really depends on who says it. Because you can be highly critical of Israel,
sure.
And you can even be anti-Zionist without necessarily being anti-Semitic. But it's basically like when somebody says, I think that white people should be able to say the N-word and it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I agree with that statement. But I think like 95% of the people that say it are probably kind of racist. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that would be true.
And I feel like it's the same with that statement. So, like, you can hate Israel and be anti-Zionist without being anti-Semitic.
But you got to be an advanced level guy.
Like, I would agree with you, but if you said that, you're probably mega anti-Semitic.
Yes, that is exactly it. It is possible, but you are a retard, and you are not possible of making that connection. That's an advanced level of racism that you're not at the level of doing. So,
like, where did this guy did a shooting outside of
a Jewish museum?
What was the museum? It says Jewish museum, but what was the museum specifically?
Well, if it's a Jewish museum.
Well, but was it like the Zionist Center for Jewish Celebrations or something? Or was it like the...
I'm sure it was like, us Jews are always celebrating, not dying. So I'm guessing it's a Holocaust museum.
Museum shooting. Outside of the Lillian and Albert Small Capital Jewish Museum.
What's inside the museum?
Lillian and Albert Small Capital Jewish Museum.
What's in there?
I'm looking down. Explores the Jewish experience in the National Capital Region and inspires... What do you mean not good?
The Jewish experience.
Yeah.
Over the millennia?
Oh, yeah. But it's saying also in the Capital Region, so it makes it sound like this has nothing to do with Israel. Like, I think this is for DC, right?
Oh. All right, well.
Equity? Oh, ew. Oh.
What?
This is a super, I'm sorry. This is a super fucking wokey Jewish place, too. Because I just said equality, but it wasn't equality. Listen, I love all of you, but when somebody says the word equity, that's like a red flag in my mind.
I think the woman...
Because they said equity and justice commitments. This is right on their site. The legacy of racial injustice in this country towards Black, Indigenous, and people of color, BIPOC, has made clear that organizations like ours need to be deliberate about our efforts towards diversity, inclusivity, and ultimately equity. They got DEI, we've got BIPOC, we've got equity. As a history museum and public-facing educational institution, we at the Capital Jewish Museum commit to doing our part to build an inclusive, multiracial democracy, teach difficult histories, and work to foster an I was going to say that too. The other one you have to look out for is anti-racist, an anti-racist society. So this is like they got all the woke terms in one paragraph.
Didn't matter.
Damn. You're on some ultra anti-Semitic shit there. Because there's nothing here that you could even, this is like the most, unless the Mossad literally came in and rewrote the website.
The woman worked for some thing that was supposed to be like empowering Palestinians. That was the woman.
Yeah, sure. But my guess is he probably just waited outside and just shot the first few people that came out. But I'm saying like, I still would have considered it anti-Semitic if it was like some kind of Israel museum or like.
If you're killing people coming out of a Jewish museum, it's anti-Semitic.
Yeah, sure. But I'm saying like this was like an explicitly like wokey progressive Jew museum. Like it doesn't seem even remotely attached to Israel or Zionism or anything that you can make that argument for.
Yeah, I assumed it was going to be a Holocaust museum.
Nope.
Rip. All right. Well.